It's not the live stream. It's Facts and Friends, but I'm playing that anyway. I don't have an opener for Facts and Friends. Really, it's not so much about the facts. It's about my friends. Joe Biden has got to stop saying that we need to wash our hands with hot water. That's old thinking. We need to wash our hands with cold or warm water. Hot water makes your hands drier, your hands crack. It opens up spaces for the viruses to sneak in. So that's old thinking, and that's right on the CDC website. So if you happen to be Joe Biden, or you happen to know Mr. Joe, let him know. Wash your hands with cold water. Just wash your hands. Cold water's good. The soap is what does the job, not the heat of the water. In order to kill the virus, you would have to really, really use some hot water, and that would scald your hands, and then you're in the hospital with third-degree burns. I don't know. If this goes past 2:30, somebody stop me. I have a doctor's appointment. No, dental appointments are at 2:30. It's an old joke. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening to those of you watching in Europe and or Africa and or parts of Asia. And Merry Christmas to my Australian and Nuzland friends. I've decided I'm moving to Nuzland. You guys still won't accept me. Kevinly daughter can move to Nuzland. I cannot. If you're under 35 and you're from a Commonwealth country, which Kevinly daughter happens to have her Canadian citizenship, we made sure of that right before Trump got into office the first time. Okay, so I don't even know what to talk about today, what to take a look at. Congress is off today, but the Senate is somehow voting on. Anyway, it is Inauguration Day for President Trump for the second time, and that's exciting. I haven't been able to find any coverage of it whatsoever. The mainstream media has completely blocked this out. Why isn't New Zealand a good choice today? What's going on in New Zealand? No. Tasmania is a terrible choice. Everything in Australia is trying to kill you. Everything in Australia that's trying to kill you comes from Tasmania. That's how it works. Hey, Ian, good to see you. Hi, Liberty. Marcy, Plagued, good to see you. I just have Hannity playing in the background here. This is Hannity from last night. Let's see if he has any guests of interest. Oh, Kevin McCarthy. So, the lead story, and I kid you not, the lead story, oh no, earthquakes in New Zealand today, 8.0, yikes. Wow. Let's go right to that and look that up. I had not heard. Earthquakes today. Breaking news. Let's take a look at this. This is Earthquakes Explained. 3 powerful earthquakes hit off coast. Tsunami threat remains. 3:49 ET. That was 12:49. So that's not long ago at all. Don't look at that footage. That is not footage coming out of New Zealand. Let's see if we can find any New Zealand television. See if there's a station from Auckland or something that broadcasts. Here it is loading. Can I watch now? No, we're from outside of New Zealand. I think I have a way to get by that, but it doesn't look like... here we go, news. Let's see if I can get any news. Let's see, today's top story. Tsunami evacuation warning in place for parts of North Ireland after second huge quake hits Kermadec Islands. Okay, so here we go. This is a live stream. That's what we'll watch right there. The video is not available, not supported. Oh, come on. Here we go. This is a swimming pool. So this is just different footage from
Holy
the earthquake.
Earthquake! Damn, it's on going on for ages too.
Give me a second, adjusting.
Sitting in the yard, and this truck is shaking.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Someone's bathroom, but I'm not seeing anything actually shaking. Oh, the towel rack in the shower. That's okay. Do we have
One.
that's a SpaceX launch. Let's go back to this. Let's see if this gives us any actual news. So that's the tsunami warning on one of the North Islands. Okay. No footage there so far, but here we go. Twitter's. This is Samoan Islands, though. This is not New Zealand. So everybody is in the tsunami zone, getting away from the ocean. American Samoa. So this was. Oh, so these are in the trenches off the north end of the islands. Let's see where they happen there. 7.4, 7.3. Yeah, those are nasty. Wow. Auckland, the biggest city right there, is up at the top point of the North Island. So that's unnerving. I hope everybody there is okay. Let's move on from that together, and let's go back to checking out here Hannity. So I was watching the Fox News a little bit, and I kid you not, the lead story of all the things going on right now. You got your COVID, you got your COVID rescue package. You got no masks in Texas. You've got possible new variants out there. You've got vaccines being delivered. The lead story on the Fox News Hour that I was watching was how Joe Biden hasn't given a separate press conference yet. He's answered questions for 45 minutes or an hour at a time, but he hasn't given something dedicatedly called just a press conference yet. That was the lead story. Trump was infamous for that. Remember, he went months sometimes without answering reporters' questions or only talking to Fox News or Newsmax, a friendly news source. That was the lead story. Let's see what Twitter says is going on. Let's go here home. Oh, okay, so that is the tsunami. I hadn't heard that yet. I hadn't been on Twitter in a couple of hours. A third earthquake just hit in New Zealand. I don't know why Uncle Buck is trending. Senator Mitch McConnell fuels speculation about his future. I don't care. Let's see what else is trending. John Candy. Why is Uncle Buck trending? Hold on. So let's go John Candy. I miss John Candy. 27 years ago, Canada and the world lost. It was holy crap. That was 27 years ago. John Candy lived and worked for a while in the town that I grew up in, Edmonton, and made SCTV there. And I loved that man. Loved him like an uncle. Uncle Buck. And hold on, I just got something that I've got to pay attention to. I'll put something on for you guys to watch for a second here. When we're going to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles tomorrow or something like that. Oh, Throw Mama from the Train. Not a John Candy pick, but yeah, that's what we'll watch tomorrow, I think. Let's go with Kevin McCarthy here while I do this. And I'll give you volume, too, because I'm that kind of guy.
It will pass in the House in any moment now.
How can John Candy be gone for 27 years? How is that possible? It's Kevin McCarthy.
With more, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. All right, we're expecting any time, correct?
Anytime. They're going to vote on this, and you know what they're going to vote on right after that? Defunding of the police. You know what they offered as an amendment today, Sean? To lower the voting age to 16. The only other part you didn't bring up is they want to take taxpayer money and spend it on campaign.
I am betting that didn't pass. I can look that up, but all it takes is one Democrat. Meanwhile, they're all like, oh no, Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't speak for all of us. No, don't worry about her. Oh, no, no, no. Liz Cheney? Nope. She doesn't speak for, she's in it. She's one person. Somebody looked that up. How many people voted on that amendment, voted to pass that amendment? Or, I mean, that was yesterday, wasn't it? I guess, because this is from last night.
Let me give you an example. If AOC
Yeah, Mark McKinney plays the manager on Kids in the Hall, and he's awesome.
gets 200
Sorry, he's from Kids in the Hall, the Canadian show Kids in the Hall. Everyone funny's from Canada. I mean, that's fact.
$100 someone contributes to her, the taxpayer then has to contribute $1,600 to her. That is what they're doing, and they spend that on campaigns. They also create what is called a speech czar. They would go around and tell you what you can and cannot say in a campaign. And there's one more thing they would do. They would take the Federal Election Commission, which is made up of an equal number of Republicans and Democrats, and then now give the Democrats the advantage. So they can go in and fine only the Republicans. They are so concerned about losing their majority, they're trying
Or do their job. Remember the FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, Trump didn't nominate anybody after people left for months. The Federal Elections Committee did not have enough members on it to form a quorum. They could not rule on anything because Trump just didn't bother to nominate anybody. For months and months. The Federal Election Committee sat there completely void of any meaning whatsoever because it was kneecapped. Because Trump wouldn't appoint. Just appoint. That's all that happened. Appoint, and the Senate would get, yeah, okay, yeah, we're good. Go be the FEC. But Kevin McCarthy's upset.
to consolidate this power. That's exactly what they're doing.
Okay, so what are the odds? Is there any Democrat that you
Poor Kevin just cannot accept that elections have consequences.
know of that will go against these radical bills? Will they really vote to defund the police? I mean, I thought we realized after January 6th, maybe they should have listened to the Capitol Chief of Police and brought in the National Guard that he requested 6 times, that Donald Trump had requested days in advance. Maybe they could use it in cities now where violence and murder rates are higher.
Nope. That is completely wrong. That was not a Donald Trump thing. As we've been hearing in the hearings, that's why they're called that. The secretary of the acting secretary, undersecretary of the Army / Defense Department. Anyway, basically the general in charge of the National Guard was given an order saying, hey, before you send anybody in, on January 5th, got a piece of paper saying, hey, you got to get approval from us before you send in the National Guard in an emergent situation. And so they sat there for 3 hours and 18 minutes. Several of those just waiting on the bus because the general figured we're gonna get the go ahead on this. Yeah, but then they had to have a what's it called? Not a memorandum of understanding. There's another term that the military uses for a statement of impact, basically. But that's not what it's called. It's called something else, and I know it, and I even know the acronym for it. But my mind is blank right now. Anyway, this happened on January 5th. There's nothing about Pelosi never said I don't want the National Guard.
Than they've ever been. Are they gonna vote on that too? Any Democrats voting?
Oh, this is what's going on at the Senate right now. By the way, let's pull that up. Hold on, let's make him quiet. Let's go to the Caspan, and I'll show you what's happening on the Senate live right now. This is happening. In case you hadn't heard of this, we're gonna watch this live on this. This is our United States Senate at work. Okay.
$35 million to remain available through September 30th, 2025 for the cost of providing technical assistance and conducting research and for the administrative costs to carry out the section 2202 of the subtitle. Section 2202, Child Care Stabilization. A, definitions. In this section, 1, COVID-19 public health emergency. The term COVID-19 public health emergency.
This is the clerk reading aloud the entire 600 and some odd page bill because Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, has demanded that they do so. This is going to take 8, 10, 12 hours, 20 hours. Then they're going to debate for 20 hours on the bill and the amendments. The debate, I understand. This is, but 20 hours of it? This is the bill that has already passed the first hurdle in a tie-breaking vote, 51 to 50, because the Democrats are in charge. It's already passed. But Ron Johnson demanded that it be read out loud, which is one of the many idiotic policies that the Senate contains. So now 8 to 10 to 12 hours is going to be wasted while I'm not getting my $1,400 check and you're not getting yours. And schools are not getting the money that they need. And vaccine program relief money is not getting out there. All of this is just delaying it. Ron Johnson is personally delaying my bank account another day. This is what's happening. This is your Senate in action. Again, the Senate should be barred. Completely undemocratic. I don't blame the Kirk. The Kirk is doing their job. And you can tell she's trying to get through it as quickly as she possibly can. Let's go back live. I don't want to miss
Block
anything
Grant Act
here.
of 1990, 42 U.S.C. 9858M. D. State reservations and subgrants. 1. Reservation. A lead agency for a state that receives a child care stabilization grant.
Doing a fine job at it, too. Doing a wonderful job at the reading of the bill. Remember the last time a Republican stood up and read it was green eggs and ham. That was our friend Ted Cruz. That's what's going on in the Senate right now. Hold on, let's go back and look at McCarthy from last night. If anybody wants to watch something, let me know. I'll probably do about 10 more minutes. I just wanted to check in with you guys, see how you guys were doing. Just spit some facts, talk to some friends. I'm going to make them smaller, too.
Against any of these two bills?
Well, it'll be interesting to watch tonight, because if you go to Minnesota, that started all this, remember what their city council recently did. They reversed themselves. They're now spending $6 million to try to recruit police officers to take the job. The Democrats have just lost 15 seats, and in their phone call after the election, they said stop.
And won the House. They still won the House. And they won the Senate. And they won the executive branch. But yeah, oh yeah, no, those 15. Oh yeah, we scored 3 field goals on the Patriots. I don't even remember how many points did Kansas City end up in the Super Bowl. Does anybody remember?
Talking about defunding the police. Well, how long did that last? Less than 2 months, they've already put it back on the floor. It hasn't gone through committee. There has not been a markup, but they bring it to the floor because this is why Nancy Pelosi has done what she's done. She brought in proxy voting. She doesn't have people work, so she controls the power to move that.
That does make sense English-wise. But here's the deal with proxy voting. Brought it in to protect people from COVID. So now another congressperson can say, I am saying for the congressperson from Wisconsin, Mr. Johnson, his vote is this. I used the terrible combination. These are just random names and states coming to my head, but Wisconsin and Johnson came in. Because it rhymes, and we're all about Dr. Seuss this week. But Johnson is the senator. I was talking specifically about representatives, not senators. There is no proxy voting in the Senate. Pelosi has instituted it in the House. Now, all you have to do is fill out a piece of paper saying, hey, because of COVID, because of this current pandemic, I'm going to vote by proxy. No problem. But guess what? There were 12 congresspeople, representatives, Republican, who spoke at CPAC, and the reason that they were still able to vote is they filled out saying, well, it's COVID. I can't be there. And they appeared at CPAC in front of a crowd with very few masks. Hypocrites! RSBN has been demonetized and their CPAC coverage pulled from YouTube. By the way, friends, I have been demonetized. Congratulations, Joanna, on being first. I've been demonetized on YouTube. Tomorrow is the day I can ask to be remonetized. But I've also noticed that my viewership numbers have plummeted. Even the stuff that I would normally do to get things out there, not even the live broadcast, but the other stuff that I do, the fact checks and the whatever, nothing has caught fire. I don't see anything being featured. You can track where people watch your videos from. It's basically just my subscribers who've been watching. Yeah, it's been a month already. I'll show you guys the channel content thing. Here's a little something. I'll zoom in for you. So this is what YouTube is telling me right now. This is in case you're wondering. Yes, I'm still demonetized. If you're new to the broadcast, this is what we do. I got demonetized by YouTube on the 3rd or the 4th of February, and the reason being harmful content. I am harmful. See? Content that focuses on controversial issues and that is harmful to viewers. Yes, I focus on controversial issues, but I explain them and I try and get to the facts of the matter. I'm not saying that Donald Trump won the election and leaving that without any context. Anyway, they said that I was harmful. Now, I can reapply as of March 5th. Here's that right there. In order to reapply, I have to have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, cool. I got 9,300. So 9,300% over that. I had to have 4,000 hours watched, publicly watched hours. I'm at 53. So I'm probably okay there. But I'm harmful. Am I still harmful? Guys? Marcy's marked herself safe from Kevin Lee harm. I don't even know how many people are watching right now. I think there's just 3 of you chatting with me right now, which is awesome. Let's get back to Kevin McCarthy here. I'll give it a few more minutes and then I'll skip out of here. Here we go.
Socialist agenda through. You know the next thing they're doing in the coming weeks? They're
Oh dear. Liberty, calm down.
coming after our guns. Then they're going to create
You are going to get me banned permanently from YouTube.
what you've watched. Remember what they did on this voting bill? They call it H.R. 1.
Producer Joanna, to be fair, you are super harmed. I have harmed you grievously. So for those of you who don't know, I occasionally get to play a little netsing, or as you Americans call it, or Producer Joanna calls it, tennis, against Producer Joanna. Anybody else? Your brother? I haven't played against your brother in a while. Anyway, Producer Joanna is known on the courts for hitting the ball into me and leaving welts and being very happy that she left a welt. She is harmful. Kevin Lee Daughter, for all the tennis that I've played with Kevin Lee Daughter, has never hit me. For all the tennis that I've played against Kevin Lee's son, who, by the way, is one of those guys who'll hit the ball and it sticks in the fence behind you, it's never hit me. Producer Joanna has hit me with the tennis ball, and it's her favorite thing. Judges agree. It's their favorite thing, too. Well, there you go.
You got a pandemic in America. They don't think it's important to put people back to work, back to school, or back to health. They think the number one thing needs to do is...
Okay, the Democrats have been trying to get people back to health, back to school, back to work. What? You know, the whole, hey, you know what? Starting March 1st, all the federally cooperating, all the pharmacies cooperating with the federal pharmacy program. And that's just about all the pharmacies, by the way. For those, what is a federal pharmacy? Go to vaccine.org and you will see the list of federal pharmacies near you. I didn't even know this, wasn't on the Google, but a block and a half from me, well, let's just say 2 blocks, like 3 city blocks from me, there's a little pharmacy that's participating in that program. If I was a teacher or I worked in a school, a janitor, if I was around children, if I worked at a preschool, if I was a school bus driver, I could now go get a vaccine at that little pharmacy, any of the pharmacies, Walgreens. By the way, I found this out yesterday. I've been looking around. I am not eligible for a vaccine until the 15th, but I still have to get some kind of note from my doctor, as I understand it, but I don't really understand it. Because of my heart condition, I am eligible on the 15th of March, so I want to be ready to go. Costco gives vaccines. They don't clarify whether you have to be a member or not. I am. And I was able to find several open appointments at Costco's. Not for the 15th. Right now, they're just for the 9th and the 10th. So if you haven't been able to find vaccine appointments, check out Costco. I would recommend becoming a member. Or if you know someone who's a member, that can put you on their membership, look into it. It's a lot easier to schedule the Costco vaccines. I don't know if I can get vaccinated by my MD. I'm doing some research into that. But in Los Angeles County, at least, they're sending you to the vaccination sites. They are getting all the vaccines. There's just so many people here. Some of the pharmacies are doing it in drugstores. Most of the pharmacies are doing it. Some of the pharmacies at supermarkets are also doing it. But Costco has available appointments. So look into Costco. If you can't find vaccines near you, look into Costco. Joanna agrees with something. I'm not sure what.
Protect them as a politician to stay in office. And
I don't know whether you have to be a member or not. All I know is that the only place I was able to find one Rite Aid about an hour away, technically in another county, so I don't know whether I can get a vaccine or not. Again, you have to keep checking these things and see what's available. But Costco about 45 minutes from me in the less populated areas. And then right across, there's in Los Angeles, we have a huge mess of people all together. And then we have sort of an area that nobody lives in, sort of a mountainous region. Then there's a valley with Santa Clarita, and made famous for the Santa Clarita diet. Up in there, there's a Costco. And so because of the lower population base, they have a bunch of appointments. And then north of that, again, in Lancaster, where there's nobody, plenty of appointments. So find a lower population density near you and then start looking for pharmacies there. Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Cool. I have near me, Cal State LA is, 10, 15 minutes away from me. It's not far. I fill up with hydrogen there sometimes. But Cal State LA is one of the massive vaccination sites. Cannot find an appointment. So anyway, I'm just saying that keep looking, in other words. Dodger Stadium, the Forum. There's a whole bunch of different sites that are giving them. Congratulations, David, on being first. Therefore, that knocks producer Joanna off of the first podium. Producer Joanna is now second. That's just the way it works. Judges agree.
Take your
David Mickelson has already been vaccinated. Because I'm sure he figured out some way to jump the line. But he's not in. He got it up in Washington, I think, not down in L.A.
taxpayers' money to fund their campaigns.
Can you tell me what's going on in this race out in Iowa that it was
Iowa
won?
too.
Right. Okay. Won by. Listen, some of these races are close. Claudia Tenney's race was very close. I did notice that they did want to check voting.
Rick got his as a K. What? Hold on a second here. I am shocked, Rick, that you got yours in a Kmart. LOL. Because I didn't know that Kmart still existed. You guys have a Kmart? And in most of the stores that are gone now, there's something that I'm like, I miss whatever it was. Circuit City, there was one time I was in a Circuit City when my son was, 9 years old. And they had a Bose surround sound, like home theater system set up in a separate room. So I went to test it. And I was right in front of the little thing where you say test now or listen now, whatever it says. Hear me. And he was off by one of the speakers, sort of looking around in the home theater setup. And I press play. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, and he covers his ears. And he just comes back to me and I stop it. And he just comes back to me with his ears covered. And he just looks at me and he says, loud. He's okay. But I miss that. I miss Sears. I mean, come on, the catalog? Rick M says there is a Kmart operating near me, but there is an empty Kmart in West Orange. It's now a Kmart COVID vaccine superstore. There's nothing I miss about Kmart. Even though I should, because Kevin, I should have some sort of emotional reaction to that. I have none. Sears, huge emotional reaction. Both my kids have had COVID tests at a Sears that is still going out of business. I think it's just a Sears repair center or an appliance center now, whatever it is. Radio Shack, I miss. I do miss Radio Shack. Radio Shack, if I needed something electronic that night and I didn't want to wait for next day Amazon, I would go to Radio Shack and pay 3 times the price. Joanna's daughter's fave was Radio Shack. I miss that. David Mickelson is apparently older than he looks. Rick M misses overpaying for his crappy wires too. What other stores have left us? Of course, Neiman's is packing up. I've never been in a Neiman's. Let's just do that for a second. Oh, Thrifty pharmacy here in the Los Angeles area was still around when I was a teenager living in Los Angeles, and like one day a week in the summer or something, they would have 5-cent ice cream cones. No, Nordstrom is still around. Nordstrom is all over the place. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do a Google's. Stores that have gone away or out of business. Okay. Sharper Image. Nobody cares. It's gone out of business in the last 30 years. Okay. Let's do some images here because that'll really get us going here. Service merchandise. I remember that, but don't really remember a lot about it. B. Dalton Booksellers. Who hasn't been inside of B. Dalton? I missed that. Hold on. Woolworth is completely gone? Kimchi. Agreeing. Huh. Jessica got mine in the school gym. A lot of us lost it in the school gym. Oh, you mean the vaccine? So Thrifty Ice Cream is still in California. Some of the Thrifty Ice Creams are still in Rite Aid pharmacies. Montgomery Wards, correct. KB Toys, of course. We all went into KB Toys and pressed buttons. Let's see. These are this is Fool.com, which, by the way, if you're looking at investing in things, Fool.com is an excellent website to get you started. So these are retailers. Here, this is great. These are retailers who have gone away. Let's see if I can. Is there a better one? Oh, that's big enough, right? Gymboree is gone. This is just since 2017. Hold on. We have an interruption here from Kevin Lee Daughter. Blockbuster. I worked at Blockbuster. Yes.
My birth certificate isn't good because it's not signed by the state. That's what they said. So the other option would be bank thing with my address on it. Does this count?
Show them that. See if. Okay. So are they still?
I had to wait 25 minutes just for. It says like the person's checking your documents, and then they checked it, and then said there wasn't a signature. So I didn't even get to video call them yet.
So the birth certificate that we got from the county is not valid enough.
Needs to have a signature of the state.
Get this. This is Hollywood Video to Toys R Us gone. Yeah, Toys R Us being gone. Weird. I once, when I owned a limo company, I drove the founders of Toys R Us. And I said, so do you guys have to spend a lot of time in lawsuits from people who are using the backwards R in their logo? Constantly. At any given point, especially in the 70s and 80s, there were sometimes 20, 30 lawsuits going on at a time. They had a whole department just dedicated to suing people who were using... I'm getting active here, guys. My watch just started an activity. You guys are getting me worked up. I don't even know for what, but it just automatically started taking my heart rate. You have a $10 gift certificate for Blockbuster. I think there are 3 Blockbusters left. I think at one point there was at least one, and John Oliver donated the jockstrap from Gladiator to Blockbuster. Oh no, the jockstrap from Cinderella Man, whatever it was. So yeah, I think there is one Blockbuster left. I don't know for sure. What was the other story? Oh yeah, this is awesome. So in March would have been sometime after March 12th. So in the last half of March last year, after COVID hit and the entertainment industry just shut down completely, I filed for unemployment in California. Then I moved to Washington right at the end of April. And I wrote to California unemployment and said, hey, I need to cancel that unemployment claim, which they said they hadn't processed yet. Because I'm moving to Washington, I'm going to file in Washington because I managed to find some advice that said if you move and if you haven't started a claim in one state, if it hasn't been approved, start in the other state. So I started in Washington. So I wrote to California saying, hey, I'm moving to Washington. Please cancel my claim. Tuesday, 2 days ago, I finally got an email from California saying, hey, we'll go ahead and take care of that for you. This was 11 months. It took them 11 months to respond to an unemployment claim. Meanwhile, Kevin Lee daughter, who has already been on unemployment in California, she started working again, and she worked enough and then didn't file for a couple of weeks that now they're making her reopen her claim or reopen another claim, whatever they're making her do. But she's having to re-verify her identity. We had to do this 3 times already. She's now verifying her identity, and the system just isn't accepting what she's saying. So there's a Verify ID company that they did a video chat with her that she had to wait 25 minutes for. And I got the documents together for her. Here is your social security card. Or I couldn't find her social security card. I have it, but here's this document. I gave her the birth certificate, which I had just ordered in order to get her driver's license from the county in which she was born. So this is an official birth certificate. I ordered 2 of them. And the video person told her it's not valid because it's not signed by somebody. But it's her birth certificate. It's what the county sends you. Not valid. But the better story is it took 11 months for California to cancel my unemployment claim. Tower Records is gone. Sears. Bon Toy, never heard of them. Mattress Firm. Regional. Claire's is gone? That's where Claire's, of course, is the store that every father had to argue with their daughter about. You don't need a 7th piercing. It's gone. F-A-O Schwartz. Fao Schwartz. Fao Schwartz. 9 West, I guess, ladies. That's a thing. David Mickelson used to work on Warehouse Records. We are all David Mickelson. David's Bridal is gone. That, hold on, let's get the specifics on that. Well-known wedding gown retail filed for bankruptcy in November 18. $400 million in debt. David's did not plan to shutter any of its 300-plus stores, and it had already negotiated with creditors $60 million credit facility. As of early January, the bankruptcy court has approved its restructuring plan, and the company hopes to emerge. Oh, okay, so this is wrong. David's Bridal is still here. Okay, screw this list. They've gone into bankruptcy, but they're reorganizing under bankruptcy. Kenny Loggins has gone out of business. Wayne Gretzky's restaurant, Toronto, is gone, by the way. Okay, U.S. chains that no longer exist. These are not ones that are restructuring. Sharper Image. Sharper Image was cool. I have a slight emotional reaction to that, but only because at least with Kmart, there would be things in there I would need. For example, you know what? I do have an emotional reaction to Kmart. I'm getting goosebumps. Hawaiian Air lost our luggage one time when we went to Kauai, and it was with the kids. So our bathing suits, my son's skateboard. I made the mistake of packing some of their medication in the bag. All of the bags arrived except the bag with the medication and the swimsuits and stuff like that. So we had to go to Kmart in Lahui, Kauai, and buy swimsuits and some other stuff. So there was a little bit of an emotional reaction. Never was I ever in a Sharper Image and found something to play with that I was like, hey, you know what we need? Never. We need a slightly larger corkscrew. You know, I need a lighter that looks like a shoe. Never. Is Johnny Rockets gone? I hope not. Discovery Channel store, I don't care. Tivana, I think I bought some tea there, but there's lots of sources for buying tea. I know that I've sampled Tivana? Nirvana? Tivana? It must be Tivana. Bonwit Teller, no idea what that is. Sleepy's, just a mattress firm. Media Play, no idea. Levitt's Furniture is gone. Wow. Wow. It's gone, and they closed its stores in 2008? I did not notice at all. Don't even know what that is. Incredible Universe was cool. That was Radio Shack's. That was their big box answer to Silo and Circuit City, both of which are gone now. Incredible Universe is gone. Last week, Fry's suddenly closed. Fry's Electronics is a California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, or Nevada for use on the East Coast. Fry's was a gigantic electronics, appliance, and other store. It was one of those stores where you couldn't just go buy a computer. You could buy all the parts for the computer, so it was very cool. The Whiz. Fry's is gone and that's too bad too, because Fry's became my Radio Shack for, you know what? I need this. I need a CD player. I need this part for my computer. You know what I need? I need an external hard drive like now. And Costco is closed. Stuff like that. I want a new motherboard. Oh, I blew out some memory. Fry's was great. Is Fry's still around online? Hold on, let's check that. No, they're gone. For Fry's credit card holders with a balance due, we will continue to make your payments to the First Electronic Bank. Let's see if they say anything about Fry's. I might have a Fry's gift card somewhere for $4 or something. A customer with repairs and consignment vendors. Yeah, because they sold things like extended warranties and stuff like that. Please understand if we're a bit slow to respond, given the large volume of questions. For customers who have equipment currently being repaired. Oh, currently being repaired. Please contact customer service to arrange for the return of your equipment. That would suck. If you showed up on Tuesday and the doors were shuttered and your computer was inside. Oh, man. Fry's is gone. Gadzooks, never heard of it. Service Merchandise, I remember them. They were kind of cool. They were Service Merchandise. You would order things from their catalog, and then everything was in the back. So I don't remember if you could order on the phone. It was like an early internet, if I'm remembering. Something else did that called Consolidated in Canada, Consumer Consolidated or something like that. CompUSA, gone. I loved CompUSA. I used to go to CompUSA and get things free with rebate. Sports Chalet is gone. Oh, no. Wow. Okay, I think they were taken over by Dick's Sporting Goods here because some of the locations in my head are now Dick's. Kinney Shoes. I remember Kinney Shoes, but it was 1998. Yeah, it was a long time ago, and only a black and white picture available. That makes sense. Do not know what this is. 20 stores in 20 states, not any states that I was in. Greg. Stephen Barry's University Sportswear? Founded in 1985, grew to 276 stores. Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2008. Stephen, no idea. Never heard of it. Hey, Chris Wilson. Zany Brainy, never heard of it. A&P. We're going over stores that have gone, that have left. A&P. I think I was in an A&P. Chicks became Dicks. For those of you not in California, those are sporting goods stores. I used to work in Chicks in high school. I was in their tennis department, and now I play tennis. I know how to string a tennis racket. By the way, I'm going to date myself here because nobody else will. I used to string tennis rackets. I would crank them by hand and then set the tension and crank it until the tension clicked. Now they've got, you just put the string in there and then you press the button and the thing goes until the right tension. You don't even crank anymore. I am old. Hi, Lindsay. Phyllis says she remembers Capwells. I do remember Capwells. I'm not sure if I was ever in one. Hi, Yoshi. I'm live, but I shut down like 16 minutes ago. I got some other stuff to do. I thought I'd just share things with you. Linens and Things is gone? Closed its brick and mortar stores by December 2008. How is that possible? How do I not know that they've been gone for 13 years? How? That tells you. You know what, though? It was my mother that would go to Linens and Things, and if she never mentioned that Linens and Things was gone, I would never know. And I never did. B. Dalton's is gone. Several other bookstores have passed us as well. The ones in the... What's the one that's always in the airports? That one's still there. Come on, people. What's the one in the airports? There's a couple of them. A couple of different ones. Wentworth? Something like that. What happened with the Biden news feed turning off? Give me more specifics. Walden Books. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Phyllis. Woolworth is gone. Woolworth is sad. I'm sad about Woolworth because, of course, Woolworths and the other one, Woodwards, I think maybe only in Canada. Woolworths, of course, wasn't it Woolworths that had the lunch counters in the civil rights era? Eventually transformed into the sporting goods chain Foot Locker. I did not know that. Wild and wacky stuff. So Woolworths is not gone altogether. It was once the largest department chain store in the world. By 1997, all of its stores in the United States were closed. Some of them were still open in Canada. The company eventually transformed into Foot Locker. Did anyone know that? I did not. Twitter, no idea. High-end electronics chain began in Boston, gone in 2008. Tom McCann, that was a thing. That was shoes, right? Yeah, okay. 1996. Minnie Pearl Fried Chicken. I'm sad because Minnie Pearl, of course, was a comedian, always had a price tag on her hat. There she is with the price tag on her hat. I didn't know that she had a chain of chicken, and it was closed in 1971 when I was 2. Horn and Hardart, Horn and Hardart, gone. Kaufman's gone. I remember Kaufman's. Howard Johnson's restaurant. Are there any Howard Johnson's hotels anymore? At one point, Howard Hojo's had over 1,000 restaurants in the United States. Company was sold to Marriott in 1985, and like everything else Marriott buys, it killed it. There was one Hojo's left. There was, you guys remember Sambo's? There's one Sambo's in Santa Monica. I don't know if it's still there anymore. Let's just check. But Sambo's was everywhere for a while. Let's see if it's still there. Yeah. Do you mean Sambo's Santa Monica? Yeah, that's what I said. Sambo's Old LA Restaurants, 2012. No, it was there. Let's look on Google Maps. Barnes & Noble is still open. Yeah, there are some Barnes & Nobles around. Whitefront. I don't remember. What is Whitefront, David? Let's look up Sambo's. Let's go to Santa Monica, look up Sambo's. This is where Sambo's used to be. And Pan's Restaurant comes up, but that's not even where it was. So Sambo's may be gone altogether. Sambo's, they don't even have like permanently closed. It's gone. Wow. Sambo's was ubiquitous, especially across the South for a long time. Sports Authority is gone. Wow. Are there any sports stores left besides Dick's? Whitefront was a chain of discount department stores in Southern California and the Western United States from 1959 through the mid-1970s. I was not there during the 1970s. Kind of a Kmart precursor. I didn't know that. 10 years from now, we will be doing this saying Trump hotels and golf resorts are all closed. Chris Wilson is correct. And I love that. Herman's World of Sporting Goods. I remember them. Circuit City, yep. The Wiz. Nobody beats The Wiz. I was in a Wiz Tower Records. Sad. There's a sadness in me. It makes me morose when I think of Tower Records. There is an emotional connection between humans and music that nothing else has. This is why there's very few people that don't love music. When you meet somebody who's, I'm not really into music, something wrong with them. Music stimulates the limbic system of the brain. That's where the emotions happen. That's where the endorphins and the oxytocins and everything do their thing. Yes, I know the hypothalamus, blah, 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 blah. Hakuna Matata area is where your carefree self, this is all science. Tower Records makes me deeply morose. Modell's gone. Some of you have personal connections to Modell's. Wait, is Modell still around? Let me know if Modell's still around. San Francisco Tower Records was epic. That is correct. The Tower Records on Sunset was the center of the music universe. White Tower Restaurants. Alan Goldbarb says, this is harmful content. I'm going to petition to get my YouTube back tomorrow, my monetization from YouTube. It will not be much for a while. I'm going to have to build back up again. By the way, I appreciate everyone who has been contributing during this month of sadness for me by using becoming a patron. You can't see it, but it's there, kevinleefather.com if you want to become a patron. Cash App, I have, guys. Just the referrals over this last month, you guys have referred by not spending a cent. You guys have given me $285 in referrals from the Cash App, and that's amazing. Without spending a penny. Here's the way it works. If you don't have the Cash App and you're in the United States, use that code up there, cash.app/LMNOP or whatever it is. Get the Cash App on your phone using that. Go on your phone to the website, get the Cash App. Hold on. I want to share this. You know what? I'll share it another time when more of you. Should I share the Cash App story? I have a wonderful, wonderful Cash App story. I'm going to share that story, and I'm gonna run. You can also PayPal me. You can use Venmo. If you haven't used Cash App before, get it by using that link. And the next time you use Cash App, the first time you use Cash App, I will get $15 just for you using the Cash App. If you spend $5, use that $5 on a charity or use that $5 to send me $5. Whatever you want to do with that first $5, when you spend your first $5 on Cash App, they will refund that $5 to you. So you don't spend a cent, and I get my $15 for referral the first time you spend that $5. So if you haven't already, please consider doing that. Then on Cash App, you get yourself a debit card, right? You can order a debit card. And on that debit card, they will give you $1 off every coffee that you buy in the United States that's valued at over $1.50. It doesn't have to be Starbucks. It can be any coffee anywhere in the United States. As I understand it, I've ordered the debit card. I haven't used it yet at a coffee shop. I make my own coffee. But I think at Taco Bell, KFC, Burger King, you get 10% off. Whole Foods, you get 10% off your bill up to $7.50. There was a bulk store like a Costco. There was Price Club. Sam's Club still exists. Price Club and Costco merged. They became Price Costco for a while. And as soon as I saw that on my local Price Club, I was like, just become Costco. Price Costco was what they are. I have another credit card story, and I'll leave you with that. I'm going to go grab that credit card story because I need to show you the credit card to illustrate You know what? I'll tell you my credit card story another time because there's video. Believe it or not, there's a video that goes with my credit card story. Maybe later this evening, probably not, maybe tomorrow, because I'll tell you the beginning of the story. Discover is the official credit card of the NHL. Me, myself, and I, we are significant fans of the Edmonton Oilers, also the Los Angeles Kings. Also, I like myself some Rangers. But I saw an ad, and I'd had Discover card for a while. I saw an ad that said, hey, here's a credit card with the Edmonton Oilers logo on it. Why not? Doesn't cost me a thing. So I ordered an Edmonton Oilers logo on my Discover card. I'll tell more of that story later, but I want to show you guys the ad because the ad really makes it look like I can get an Edmonton Oilers logo. And I may have even started a Discover account 10, 12, 15 years ago whenever I got the Discover card. By the way, I'll say this before I tell the story. If you don't have a Discover card, I've had them for a lot of years. I have a really good rate with the Discover card. Not as good as the Citibank card that I got through Costco, which gives me discounts at Costco and on Costco gas when I buy gas, and I can get the vaccine with it. Actually, it's not connected to the vaccine, but like all things Costco, it saves me a little bit of money. So Costco card is best. If you're not a Costco member, Discover card is going to be better than just about all the other cards that you can get out there. What does this all have to do with Sean Hannity? I'm hoping he's canceled. Like Tower Records was canceled. Let's just finish up this little list of stores that are gone, and then I'll try and remember. If any of you speak to me or I see you on the Twitters, remind me to try and find you footage of Discover saying that I can have an Edmonton Oilers card, because I can't. But there's more to that story. Chi-Chi's, oh my God, Chi-Chi's was like our Mexican food place in Edmonton, Alberta. If you ask me what my favorite Mexican food would be, it would be Chi-Chi's, which is white people Mexican food. Basically cheese. Basically, it should just be called cheese. It's gone. I didn't know that. Steak and Ale, don't know. Crown Books. There's another bookstore that's gone. Sad. Borders. Sadness. B. Dalton, we knew that. We covered that already. Filene's Basement? I don't... No clue. Anybody? LP says, guys, call your local Walgreens pharmacy directly and ask them if they have any extra vaccines at the end of the day, and they might put you on their list. I've tried. So far, no takers on that. But I am due. I should be able to get it on the 15th somewhere. That's when my lot is supposed to be up, according to the state of California. So that is what? That's 11 days from now. If I can't find an extra vaccine before that, I will go that route. Thank you. Very good advice. No, I know you don't have to be eligible. What I'm saying is that everywhere I've called, all the pharmacies I've tried, New York City, Filene's in New York City, okay. All the places I've tried have said, like, no, we don't do that. But I know there are. I know people who've gotten it by going to a pharmacy. Somebody knew a pharmacist, and they said, hey, if you get here within the next whatever, you can get the vaccine. And the deal was they have to volunteer at that pharmacy because it is before their turn. So they volunteer for 16 hours, they get the vaccine. I'm willing to do that. That sounds great. Rick says, Filene's is like fancy clothes for cheap. Well, they're gone. Kimchi knows it too. Kenny Rogers Roasters is gone. Oh, that was some pretty good chicken. City Sports, don't know it. Mervin's, yes, I remember Mervin's going away. Mervin's was actually pretty cool. Many a t-shirt bought at Mervin's. Warner Brothers Studio Store, I don't care. CompUSA, sadness. We covered that. Crazy Eddie? He could be gone or not. I wouldn't know. Crazy Eddie was never anywhere near me, but he was certainly all over the Northeast. 43 locations in 4 states. Virgin was Virgin. I always thought Virgin was just too big for its britches, and it was. KB Toys, sad for kids. Fau Schwartz, sadness. All-Star Cafe. The All-Stars and Planet Hollywoods, to me, always not about the food. And that was unfortunate. If you're a restaurant, be about the food. Loman's, I remember. I don't know whether they're around or not. I haven't seen them. Marshall Fields, Caldor, no idea. And that's that. So there's one of your lists. I'm sure there are many, many others. What I'd like to see a list of stores, including Neiman Marcus and others, that have gone away since coronavirus. There will be many. More importantly than all of these mega stores, all the mom and pops, all the my go-to sushi place. There's a conveyor belt sushi place in Alhambra, gone. And I like that one because they did the seared salmon. I love my sushi seared. Thrift stores are booming, and that's good. But there is a go-to sushi place for me here in Alhambra on Atlantic that it was right next to a movie theater, so I could go see sushi. Then I could use my movie card. Do you guys remember movies? And this is gonna blow your mind. We used to gather with other people that we didn't know, and we would watch movies in an enclosed space. We used to do that. I had myself an AMC card. Some people had movie club or movie track, whatever it was. I don't even remember anymore. It's like 3 months ago. Movie club, movie card. What was it, guys? They started it all and then they went bankrupt all of a sudden. Not movie phone. What was it called? Movie something. Come on, we were all members. I guess my feed's a little more delayed because no one's coming up with the answer. Movie Pass. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. You guys are all useless. But I do remember calling movie phone as well. It was a Seinfeld episode. So many movies would be so different had we had cell phones when the movies were made. Also this. Like, hold on, I'll call. The giant Motorola cell phones. You can date a movie by the size of the cell phones. I do remember calling movie phone. Okay, so it's 2:30 now. I think that's enough. It's a slow news day, and that's what you get. We've been broadcasting for more than an hour. I don't think I'm going to broadcast later. It's a Thursday night, and I like to take my Thursday nights and just make them me night. Just a date night with me. Might watch a show later tonight with Kevin daughter. So maybe we'll do that. Or who knows? Maybe I'll go to an unenclosed space and watch a movie with somebody else. I don't know. See what happens. The day is young. Tomorrow night is Kevin Family Movie Night, so we'll do that. Thanks. I don't know if she's still here, but thanks to producer Joanna. She lets us use her Zoom account. And tomorrow night, I think we're slated to watch Throw Mama from the Train, which I haven't seen in years. We might call an audible tomorrow if something happens of significance. For example, John Candy. If tomorrow was the anniversary of John Candy, we might watch a John Candy movie tomorrow. I might change my mind and realize that we should watch a John Candy movie anyway and save Throw Mama for another time. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, slated tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific, we will watch Throw Mama from the Train. If you're not already a patron, then please send me. Send me an email. You can email me directly at yourkevinlyfather@gmail.com if you want to be in on the movie night tomorrow. yourkevinlyfather@gmail.com. Has anyone seen German Herman lately? I haven't seen him in a while. He sent us a DVD copy of 200 cigarettes, which goes for more than $300 here in the States for some reason. But he was able to pick it up in Germany for like $10. So thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow, definitely for the movie, probably before that during the day. Everybody take care. It's 2:30. I got to get running. You run too. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm not going to show the credits until I fix it. That's going to give me motivation because a whole bunch more people have contributed via the Cash App and via PayPal. If you'd like to do the same, please do that. Let me just check and make sure no one's done that over the last few minutes. Let me pull that up. I don't want to miss anybody. I feel badly when I see that someone's contributed, and I miss it when they're live. So far, nobody's come through, or sometimes it gets delayed as well, especially with PayPal. So if you contributed to PayPal, Cash App, etc. in the last few minutes, I apologize. I haven't received notification of it. One more check. I just got an email from Snopes begging me for money, so shout out to Snopes. Go to Snopes.com and support them if you got a little extra revenue. And we'll see you later. Bye. Bye, everybody. Be good.